Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. Today is the birthday bash for my friends James Colley and Rotncorpse. So, happy birthday to you guys. If
Epic
you
chronological escalation, dudes.
if you check the pinned comments in chat or in the description, you will find the four GoFundMe's for the High Plains Food Bank. Hey Camel, Maddy, and Angela, all where we call this give to. There's also in the description the uh, Kickstarter for Never Hike Alone, the final cut in the Ghost Edition. If you know the lore of Never Watch Alone, you know why that series is special to us. So if you can give, please do.
If you can't,
I'm,
give anyway.
yeah,
I was
I'm
gonna
gonna
say for
play.
the birthday thing, you know what they say? Another year older and closer to death.
I'm
Oh,
gonna play.
wow.
I'm gonna play the intro, and we'll get the show started.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Welcome to the Midnight Show with the Midnight Crew. Rotncorpse, Angela Arriaga, James Colley, WillItForge, and our host, Dear Alexander. With special guest Travis Gardner. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin.
You totally should have found the one where where Macho Man just kept pulling out the coffee creamers. That is one of my personal favorite interviews of him. He's like, "Because I am the cream of the crop, and the cream always rises to the top." And it's just
I'm
like,
sorry, I
dude,
made
how
you
much
Paul
fucking
Burr.
coke have you done today?
All of it.
Every last one. Angela said she wanted to be leader. Um,
Well,
I'm the dirtiest player in the game.
I was afraid that you were going to stick me with Miss Elizabeth, and she's definitely not my speed.
Mm-mm. I made Travis. I made you Paul Burr because I love Paul Burr.
It's I liked it.
Like he was the original Dead Man's manager, and he was just fucking hilarious to me as a kid.
You said Paul Bearer as WillItForge. That was Gene Okerlund.
No, Paul Tragic was Paul Burr,
Oh, tragic. Never mind.
and Will was Hulk Hogan.
For some reason, man, Gene Okerlund would have been a better choice. I liked him. He was awesome.
Well, I said to surprise me, so
Yeah, I tried to give connections. Me and Angela really didn't have a bunch of connection, but Tragic and James and Will and Rod.
I mean, as Ric Flair, he's got a connection to Hogan, to Macho Man, to Undertaker. He went up and like did participations with each of them.
Yeah, he fought everybody.
Yeah.
He fought everybody. But again, I love him because he's the dirtiest player in the game. But aside from that,
His
Rodden will
daughter's
be.
not bad from what I've seen.
Huh?
His daughter's not bad from what I've seen. She had to
Oh,
go a
Ric
different
Flair?
route. Yeah, she had to go a different route from just trying to imitate her dad at first because
Mhm.
like that's what she thought she was going to go in as like a legacy person. And it kind of was. She had to be a heel for a bit before she started getting some popularity from everything I'm aware of.
Well,
Whose
her
daughter?
dad did too.
Whose daughter?
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Oh, sweet. Whose
Ric
birthday
Flair
will we
was the
bashing?
heel.
Yeah,
I'm
Ric Flair
sorry.
was all. Ric Flair stayed the heel. He never stopped being the heel.
I was gonna say he's like the only one that never had a face turn.
Yeah, he never had a face arc. He was always the heel, and he was always called the dirtiest player in the game. His signature move was the nut shot. But aside from that,
Oh, and Terry, it's mine and James, and I think we lost James. I don't know if he's back yet.
nah, he's not
I
back
haven't
yet.
seen him again.
I think his
I hope he's
phone
okay.
might be being stupid again. That man has bad luck with phones.
Hi, Keith.
Yes.
And what's up, Keith? And
Your
Mike
stream
R
uncle
and Clown.
and Tribot.
Howdy. Howdy, y'all.
Let's start with. I know I've shown this one, but I want to show it again because it's fucking hilarious to me. Where is it?
How am I doing this so hard?
Did I lose it? There it is.
Your mind? Just a long time ago.
Always.
Oh, who's Miss Elizabeth? Miss Elizabeth is actually the second most tragic story.
Get me some.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Is actually like the second most tragic story of wrestling. The first being Owen Hart, who actually died during his entrance to a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Miss Elizabeth was the wife of Randy Macho Man Savage for a very long time until they divorced and she married, I want to say it was Lex Luger, who was another wrestler. And Luger was heavily on steroids and ended up killing her and then committing suicide.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Yep, some people just got them demons in them.
Not at all,
Yeah.
Keith. It took me a while to get to where I could see chat. I'm sorry I missed your question.
Wow.
Ooh,
Shit, it's the same thing with Chris Benoit. Heavily into them steroids, he took them, killed his entire family.
I think he
Yeah,
also
so-
had a traumatic brain injury.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was the one that killed himself. Maybe it was actually the little guy who also did steroids. I can't remember his name. He killed his
Well, it's
family.
professional wrestling. There's a metric fuck ton of steroid use in there.
Yeah, I would say,
He killed
I would
his
say
whole
steroids
family
kind of
and then
abound
killed
there.
himself too, though.
Yeah. Like steroid abuse is kind of the norm in that one. All right, James is back.
And they got away with that by just calling it's like by not calling it sports. It's
Sports entertainment.
Sports entertainment.
And yo, James.
My point
birthday.
is that there's this one wrestler who's a really small guy, but took steroids, so he was jacked as hell.
Shit.
He ended up killing his whole family and then killing himself.
Big Papa Pump.
Hey Terry, it's
Chris
nothing
Benoit.
personal. I hate
Yes,
everybody.
that's him.
That's what I just said.
Yes, but I was saying is it wasn't. I don't think it was just the steroids. I think he also had a brain issue on top of that.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, because back
Is that-
then, you know,
Well, they not only was he a professional wrestler, but I want to say he did different sports and whatnot growing up. And for a lot of football and whatnot, they didn't use proper helmets and everything. So the shit that was happening to the brain wasn't near as well known.
Yeah.
So it could have been one, could have been the other, it could have been a mixture of the two. All we know is that he was a lethal cocktail that unfortunately had catastrophic instances.
Yeah, the point is he ended up being a family annihilator that actually killed himself as well.
Yeah.
Eve, I don't think your messages are being blocked. I think a lot of us are just kind of dumb and forget to look at chat more often.
No, I do think Chad is eating some of the messages. Like, I don't know what the fuck is YouTube is YouTube. But
you're the host. It's your fault.
It probably is. All right, so I think I showed this one, but I want to show it again because it makes me fucking laugh.
So I applied for a job at
Can y'all hear
TJ
it?
Maxx
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Oh God, this one. Oh.
a few weeks ago, and they denied my application. They couldn't even call me. They just sent me some automated email. So I went in today and I was like, so what was the reason I didn't get hired? And she was like, oh, like you just like don't have enough experience. There was candidates that had like more experience than you. And, you know, I asked her if it was about my tattoos, obviously, because I know a lot of places don't like tattoos. She said that wasn't the reason. I don't feel like that's true.
Okay, so here's the thing. If
This
you want
one.
to tattoo the mess out of your face, be my guest. There is no law against inking your neck with demon symbols or scrawling all kinds of occult imagery across your forehead, just like there's no law against putting 40 studs through your cheeks and your lips, or dyeing your eyeballs green. If you're a dude who wants to strut around in fishnet stockings, or if you're a woman who wants to dress up like a cat and meow at everybody, that's not illegal. Supremely stupid, but not illegal. But please, for the love of all that is holy, stop demanding that the rest of us accommodate your insanity. You did what you did to be different. Congratulations, mission accomplished. So if TJ Maxx doesn't want you to be the face of their store for their customers, maybe go see if the circus has any openings.
I love that one.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the way the circus is going, they're gonna have to have people that like don't have tattoos, don't have piercings, like have strong Christian morals or something.
It's gonna be sane people in the circus.
Step right up and come see the normal human.
Oh God!
Step right up and see the Baptist preacher.
Praise the Lord and praise you. God, he's hideous. Yes, James, you about to say something?
Speaking of normal humans, we have Will.
Will's
I'm
a normal
sorry,
human?
what? What did you
So
say?
speaking of normal humans, I said speaking of normal humans, we have Will.
Yes, Will is a normal human. Hello, fellow human. How are you doing today?
I will have you know that I take the label "quote unquote" normal as an insult. Normal is a setting on your dryer.
Okay, I got no. That's spin. Well, not on my dryer.
No,
I have
spins on
tumble
the
dryer.
washer.
That is correct.
Look, all I do is smack her on the ass and tell her to get moving. I don't fucking know how she does her job.
Well, I mean, it's a freaking sex doll here. It's not.
Okay. If your first thought about a set dryer set or washer setting or dryer setting is spin,
It's I have a clean cycle, a spin cycle, and a cycle cycle. I don't know how the fuck this shit works.
And a cycle?
Yes.
Your cycle is
by the
redundant?
way, I am lagging. A quick exit. And
I gotta say, James, I do love your I didn't know we were all wrestling
yeah, I
fans.
thought that'd
or
be,
at least
that
some
was
of them.
I mean,
I've been an Undertaker fan forever and a day.
I was tempted to get Macho Man when he was in the first Spider-Man movie as Bone Saw.
Bone Saw's got you for 5 minutes.
That was 3 minutes.
Just 4 is 5.
I like to when he did the voice of the intergalactic wrestler and Dial M for Monkey.
Oh yeah, he said I can kill you. Yeah, I can break all your bones, but your spirit will never die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm Macho Man Randy Savage fan. Sue me.
I always
Savage though, he was.
I always thought the conspiracy theory that the rapture was supposed to happen, but that was when Macho Man died and he was the sacrifice for all of us.
He died for our sins.
Yes. He suplexed death for our sins.
Macho Man was one hell of a conspiracy theorist, though. You know,
Not like Jesse
he thought
Ventura.
every other wrestler was plotting on him.
He said what?
He thought every other wrestler was plotting on him and trying to hurt him.
I think that with the drugs.
See, steroids, crack, meth, not even once.
Possibly was, but you know, he was. Yeah, he had a.
Clown said
I
Macho Man
mean,
got injured filming Spider-Man, and he cut his career short. All right. So,
do you know that
but
he spent time in prison here in Texas, outside of not far from where I grew up.
really,
Yeah, it was a parole violation, so he went to the transit center. He was there for 6 months.
I want to know how did he? I guess the rules were a little different back then, because how was he able to go on, wrestling tour if he was on parole?
That would have been one of the few things that probably would have been allowed during his parole, because that was supposed to be his job. So they probably got a thing in there with the lawyer to be like, hey, he's not allowed to do other things, but for his parole, he can travel. It's like he can travel to and from the things for the wrestling events. And yes, I will call it wrestling for my dying days.
It is. It's wrestling. Good old fashioned wrestling.
Wrestle.
No, because wrestling it's the Greek shit where it's formal. But wrestling,
most were naked for some odd reason.
Yeah, which
they
is
gotta
weird.
like tie off their testicles so they don't get in the way.
Which is weird.
Not legitimately tie them off, but like tie them over to the side. It's some weird shit someone was trying to explain to me, and I'm like, I don't care about this enough to go any further. So, okay, bud.
There's another video I want to show. This little motherfucker here.
I think the video that
What? This little asshole here.
Rodney, I think what you're talking about is a Cheech and Chong skit where it's either.
Where is it? Nope. There it is. This little motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean, they play from the beginning.
I think I'm back. I don't know.
You're back, James. We hear you. Y'all see it?
Oh yeah, baby hippos got no respect for anyone because they know their moms will fuck up, 99% of the world. The only 1% that can come back that can really do anything are ones who have a big enough gun, and some rhinos.
Yeah, hippos don't exactly have natural predators.
No, the only reason why rhinos really get them is because of their horn, and that's when the rhinos finally decide to not do fight or flight. I mean, since they're basically legally blind for the most part for how nearsighted they are a
fight first.
They are throw hands now, ask questions later.
I mean, technically, they got like their body is an armored plate.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that whole thing is because how nearsighted they are basically blind, so they can't tell if it's a hippo, a lion, a giraffe, a car, a person coming near them when they're in the wild. So the easiest thing is just to fucking fight back.
Mm-hmm. Time to tell kids. I'm afraid we're gonna have to eat a couple of. Fucking
That's why I
gerbils.
like when rhinos are in when rhinos are in captivity, they actually tend to be more like dogs, like almost like lap dogs. They even have fucking zoomies.
Oh, well,
You can look up like young rhinos in captivity that are having zoomies if you ever want to brighten your day.
I have to look that up. Damn it! I was about to ask Project about the pictures he sent me, but now he dropped. I hope he comes back. All right, so uh, y'all hear about? God damn it! Maggie Smith dying.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear a lot of mixed emotions about that one because apparently, while she is a good actress or was a good actress, she was also a raging pain in the ass to work with for most people.
So she was a Hollywood diva. It wouldn't surprise me. But
Imagine that.
she had a long and illustrious career, though.
It would be the same as working with Ian McKellen or Anthony Hopkins.
But
Patrick
you gotta
Stewart.
remember something. You have to remember something too as well. They're old British actors. You know, they have British sensibilities. And
Oh,
I'm
I
pretty
didn't say that in a bunch of cases that I wouldn't necessarily agree with her for some people. Like if she was like, if I somehow met her, was on set, and it's just like that guy's being a complete douche and like and isn't doing his job properly. Look for a bit. Yeah, he's definitely not doing his fucking job properly.
Sorry, my internet failed.
Oh. All right. I'm about to show you Tragic some pictures, and I was smart enough to put them up and have them ready.
Yeah.
Yay me! You want me to do the first one?
Yeah, that'd be it's labeled photo one. Yeah, I told everybody last week. It's like I always bring on talk about somebody from like Oklahoma history. We had like 12.
You okay, James?
Are you okay, James?
Yeah, I'm okay. Am I cutting out?
No,
No,
we just
you-
heard a big
Yeah,
thing.
I'm
Like
okay. Am I cutting out?
no,
No,
it's on the big noise like you drug your phone across something or your mic across something.
Remember the rules. You can't die on me, old man. I will fucking kill you if you do.
I will find out a way to resurrect you and beat you to
Oh.
death.
I will talk. I will send God a sternly worded letter and act to speak to his man. I will go current on God's ass.
We'll ask God to forward this to the devil.
Well, you know, just remember, when I do die, I'll probably be looking up, smiling at y'all.
You'll see me and going, this one is something. I don't know what the fuck. This one is trailer. I want a trailer. I need something to make my meth in.
He didn't clean
I
between
mean,
his
bake
toes.
Ew.
Go ahead, Tragic.
Okay. So basically, I was like, I always bring on somebody that's like famous or infamous from like local history. Well, how about somebody that actually fought against a real evil company, and like actually evil? So this right here is a modern picture of that is a nuclear Superfund site. That is what if you go to the second picture on there.
Give me a second.
Used to be used to be the Carnegie uranium production facility up in Crescent, Oklahoma. And they used to make uranium pellets for reactors.
Mm-hmm.
Reactor fuel. Well, in the early 1970s, a woman by the name of Karen Silkwood worked there. Well, she got involved with the union, and with her involvement in the union, she started writing up and making complaints about safety violations, like deliberately falsifying records on X-rays of welds on various equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, they made a movie about her.
Everything. Well, what happened is that she goes through all these things and she starts writing all this up. She goes to the NRC, she goes to the Department of Energy, she goes to the company and starts making complaints. And all of a sudden, she started getting contaminated with plutonium deliberately. They found it inside of her gloves, they find it inside of her desk, and inside of her apartment where her kids and her roommate were.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And the radiation levels almost 4,000 times what background radiation would be inside of her apartment. Well, she continued on, just being a whistleblower. She went to AEC meetings, the Atomic Energy Commission. She tried everything she could to improve employee safety. Also, the fuel rods they were producing were faulty as well. They would actually use Sharpies to touch up X-rays showing cracks and everything inside of these fuel rods that were going into nuclear reactors around the country.
Fucking hell.
Also, there was missing plutonium.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Well, I have all my notes up here. November 13th, 1974. She was at the meeting hall with several other meetings, and she was giving a presentation of everything she found. She had binders of information that she was going to take to a reporter in Oklahoma City, a New York Times reporter.
Okay.
So she gets in, she drives off. And that is... No, photo 3 is her.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
She's a looker. I wouldn't cry out of bed.
I mean, she was played by Meryl Streep. I mean...
Yeah, I was going to say, Meryl Streep played her. She was prettier in real life.
So, as you can see, she's now going to Oklahoma City at night. This was Highway 74. Today, it's a 4-lane highway. Back then, it was a 2-lane highway.
Okay.
She's on a 2-lane highway in the middle of the country at night. Photo 4.
Oh, shit.
They found her car on the side of the road.
All her research gone.
All of it was gone. And they also found plenty of illicit substance in the front of it, which they said that she was under the influence. It lost control of her car, causing the accident. But even though she had evidence, 10 witnesses showed her, said, we looked at the evidence that was in there, we helped her put it in her car, it was in her car, it had to have been in her car when she had the accident. It was not. So, But after this, they did decommission the plant. The AEC and the Nuclear Regulatory Commission came in and said, we're decommissioning the plant. Nobody was ever punished.
All right, did she die?
Yes.
Of course.
They said it was the Highway Patrol and the medical examiner's office said that it was an accident caused due to being under the influence, even though everybody that knew her just said she didn't even take Tylenol.
She was straight edge before straight edge was a thing.
Yeah, this is an open knowledge. Somebody murdered her and took everything out the back of it, but none of it was never found. The Highway Patrol never acknowledged that maybe somebody might have hit her. They just said it was a one-car accident.
I'm assuming this before the age of autopsies or toxicology reports and shit like that.
This would have been
was in
they
the
still would have had
70s.
it's like they still would have autopsies. They just wouldn't have had the same type of
Toxicology.
toxicology reports that we do now.
Okay.
I was never able to find any kind of what they said she was any kind of actual I wasn't able to actually find the actual document from the medical examiner office. They said that she was on Quaaludes.
Mm-hmm.
On what?
Quaaludes.
But that was pretty much it. And even though everybody said she did not do it, there was a private investigator that came in that the union hired. They came in and said that yes, it looked like there was paint from another vehicle on the rear end of that car.
So somebody hit her, forced her into that crash,
Yes.
Yep.
and they took the evidence, probably tossed the drugs in there, probably doped her up and used it to kill her.
Oh, it was most likely a whole team.
Or she could have been, I'm assuming she could have been fucked up from the crash, and all we had to do is wait. Just sit there and wait, make sure nobody gets near her, and nature will take its own course.
I was going to say they could have even dosed her before she got in the car.
That or she could have, because of the lack of safety features in the 70s era car, she could have died on impact anyways.
No, I'm talking about the presence of the Quaaludes in her system.
That
That
one.
she
Well, no,
doesn't
they didn't say
take anything.
They wouldn't have had any blood work or anything to show that there were Quaaludes or whatnot in their system.
They probably just saw the pills and whatnot in the car because they planted them and took the evidence.
Okay.
You know what? So I hope that whoever did that is either dead and burning in hell, or that they living just long enough that the fire start touching their feet.
I hope they're still suffering from radiation sickness.
I hope that too.
Well, I
I
hope radiation sickness took them already in very painful ways.
Well,
I hope they turn into ghouls from Fallout.
No, I hope they survive the radiation sickness and somehow touch the third rail.
Nice.
Here's the then we go into the other thing. The families. Sorry.
Oh, did you?
I'm
The
sorry,
family-
Travis.
Oh, the
Okay.
family sued Kerr McGee for gross negligence.
Mm-hmm.
They got a judgment. It was $500,000 in punitive. No, sorry, it was $500,000 in damage and $10 million in punitive damages. A federal court on appeal reduced it down to $5,000.
Oh, fucking hell! That's corruption of the highest level.
The U.S. Supreme Court came in and restored the original verdict. So her family received $10 million.
Good. And I hope that. But
But Kerr McGee said, we're not liable for this. That was their thing. They settled and said, we're not going to admit liability. We didn't do anything.
Sure, you didn't.
sure, Jan. Sure.
Now, the company Kerr McGee goes on in 1986. 2 weeks before Chernobyl, they had at another uranium processing facility in Oklahoma. They had an explosion of a storage tank that killed one person and then contaminated 50 others.
The fuck.
And the Carnegie Company nobody has ever been prosecuted, despite all of the negligence that they had. Nobody was ever held accountable for it. And
Keith's name is Kern, so that makes Keith a Kern.
it was so it was so the thing is that when your name is on several government buildings in your state, including several of both colleges and one of them the state senate building,
Mm-hmm.
You can easily get away with murder.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this shit here is proof that motherfuckers is corrupt. They use their position to literally assassinate a whistleblower.
So it was this one that finally got you to believe that, Tier?
Oh no.
I was about to say congratulations for finally catching up there, dog.
I love you too, Rod.
Honestly, this is more bold than this is a more bold murder of a whistleblower than I've ever heard of.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Silkwood, DJ.
I mean, it's not like they walked up to her and blew her brains out in the middle of the street. You know.
Yeah, they didn't hit her with a mafioso hit.
Yeah. They literally, and it like I said, late at night, planted the evidence, let nature take its course, didn't help her, and snatched the evidence before anybody could, any of the wiser.
And you know what the funny thing is somebody else bought this building now, and they're going to rebuild it into another nuclear processing facility. And I told you about she found evidence of missing plutonium. Now this wasn't proven. This is speculation. The speculation is that it was Kerr McGee left it off the books because our government was providing that to Israel and South Africa. That's highly suspected. We do have evidence that it was missing, but that rest of it, I could not find any definitive proof on that. But oh my, it probably happened.
This? When did this probably happen?
This was the mid-70s. So 1974, 75, which would have been right around when the Israeli nuclear program was ramping up and when the South Africans started to build a bomb too.
They built the bomb.
I mean, I was thinking because maybe because this round 81, 80, 82, we had Reagan as president, and the shit with him and Ollie North. Yeah, just saying.
But I mean, the moral behind the story is like if you're about to whistleblow on somebody, probably not taking long drives on county highways is a good idea.
I mean, if you whistleblow on somebody, at some point they're gonna get you. Like if they really want you, they can get you. Like you can be. Look at remember the guy that had evidence on the Clintons, and somehow I'm not sad.
Which one?
I'm gonna just say I'm not sad, okay, everybody. I'm not sad for no reason. But they found him. He committed suicide by a bullet to the back of the head.
Yeah, 2-3 bullets to the back of the head. I mean, that isn't that how everybody kills themselves?
Yeah, I mean that's hey. I'm not sad at all. I'm very happy.
The Boeing whistleblowers.
The Boeing whistleblowers, yeah. Like look at them. They mysteriously after they come out, they die.
And there's no way that they can look at this is one of the stories that was told to us growing up, and it was an open secret that she was murdered. Everybody knows it, but nobody talked about it. So,
I mean, a lot of things are open secrets. Like the Harvey Weinstein shit, open secret. You know, the Clinton sadness events, open secrets, and it's the brazenness of it all. They do this with impunity, like Boeing. All right, somebody
Clinton
having
body
a
count
hard
being higher than Jenna Jameson's.
yeah, like if say like the Boeing guy had a heart attack. Okay, I mean shit could happen. You know, he had a stroke. All right, but all three, I believe it's three whistleblowers, and all of them just dropped dead all of a sudden, one after another.
Well, you know, if you don't like work your way up to it with some strong breathing exercises, you can blow out a lung blowing those whistles.
You can. You
Don't want to have that heart stroke.
That heart of stroke. That you know, I don't want to get sad by back of the head. You know, with two to my the back.
So to kind of lighten the mood and anything, anyone want to hear a bad pun?
Yes.
Bad pun, good pun, any pun.
So y'all remember the whole Hawk Tua thing, right?
Yes.
Well, you don't have to worry about that, about hearing some dumb shit like that. I was driving to work and I had a really bad sneeze, and somehow that just popped in my mind. I was like, man, dude, with the way my life is and the way like the seasons change and everything, it's like, yeah, I'm definitely not getting that Hawk Tua. All I'm getting that is that Hawk Chua. Told you, bad pun.
This one I found funny as fuck.
It's my British cousin.
That's Chester Forge.
Chester Forge.
But
he prefers his proper name, Chesterton Forge. Thank you.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. My bad.
But
I figured it was something like Shall He Forge.
No. That's his female cousin that lives in South America.
I got the joke, Rotten.
But that's the first Oklahoma Mad Lad. I prepared other ones. If we want to continue with this,
sure.
not tonight,
again,
but like next time I'm on, I have another one. But I want to give a description, and we're gonna see if we want to choose, and I will present them next time I'm on. I got 4 of them. First one, an Okie that crossed Margaret Thatcher.
How?
How about an Okie that enjoys $10,000 food fights and destroying the United States banking system?
Okay.
And we got that one, and then we got one more, two more. We have a. How about an Oki that's extremely good at constellations?
All right, because I like astrology and astronomy. I would choose the constellations.
And the final one, this one's kind of sad, but it's also kind of really, really crazy.
Okay.
The Oki that figured out the absolute worst ways to off yourself.
No.
I wish you could see my face right now. I really do. Just.
The only person ever recorded to do it. But the constellation one's actually kind of fun. It's kind of heroic.
The worst place to off yourself is wherever you happen to be at the moment.
No, like the worst way.
Oh, worst way?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. However you happen to do it at the time.
Just so you could see. Who is doing the laughing?
The one that was hardest was actually the $10,000 food fights in the banks.
Well, the one that caught me, I'm trying to figure out how an Oki impacted freaking Margaret Thatcher at all.
Well, not only did she impact Margaret Thatcher, but also enabled Saddam Hussein and caused a whole lot of different weird-ass policy.
The fuck?
Okay.
She's actually kind of fun now.
I gotta say, Oklahoma people do a lot of really weird shit.
Kind of why I tried to explain to people that everyone's like, "Oh, Florida man." It's just like the only reason you hear about that shit on Florida is because they're required to report on it on the news.
Yeah. So
every other state has the dumb shit as well.
Yeah.
So which one for next time?
It's a democracy, but I vote for constellation.
Whichever. I'll openly admit I wasn't paying the absolute best of attention. I was trying to find something.
Yeah. The constellations, Angela?
I would love to hear about the Margaret Thatcher thing.
All right, I'll switch my vote. Thatcher.
Okay.
We could always just do this in, it's like he does one the next time, then the next one after that.
Yeah. Okay, that works.
So let's do
You're welcome. Problem solving.
We're going to do Margaret the lady that crossed Margaret Thatcher almost lost the Falklands War. Well, for the British, at least. Okay, I'll write it down here.
I missed smoking. I missed Smoking Gun presents World's Dumbest. All right, Rodney has a palette cleanser. Hold on.
All right, y'all ready?
Uh-oh.
Animals that I desperately want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says animals I desperately want to show affection.
Show affection, but can't due to safety reasons and societal standards. Male platypus have a venomous spur capable of causing severe pain for several months, but if you told me the price of showing this adorable duck rabbit affection is a season's worth of agony, I'll reserve my hospital bed right the hell now. Incapacitating venom-induced misery might be temporary, but being able to say hello platypus is something nobody can ever take from me. Bears are the largest land predators on the planet, but if nature wanted me to fear them as such, they should have given those ears and that nose to somebody else, because all I see is an overgrown forest puppy that demands attention. That snoot will be booped, and whatever consequences the mother has planned for me, I will live with. Actually, probably not, but we're all going to die regardless. I am going to live out this picture if it kills me. The problem is it almost most certainly will. I don't trust myself around honey badgers, because it is an undeniable fact that I will pick him up like a lapdog and let him decide what he wants to do about it. I am 100% aware of the exploits of this felony weasel, but put me in a room with a honey badger, I'm either gaining a friend or losing a hand, and that is a gamble I am willing to take. I will couple a honey badger if it's the last thing I do, but due to the nature of this furry black Air Force, it probably will be. They have a reputation, but I have me relaxed. We'll see who really doesn't give a shit.
I love that guy.
I will sometime in my life, I will pet a bear.
Good luck with that shit.
I have.
It was nice knowing you.
Tragic. You must send me video.
It was a
I
bear
just did.
cub, but I have. This is Forge held a bear cub.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they
Got a
soft?
picture around here somewhere.
So this one's specifically for Tier. Just because I'm wanting to be an asshole tonight.
Receiving this video, you need to know that you are loved and you got this. Life is not easy when you're the reason shampoo bottles need instructions. If you're
Rotten, why you be hurting me?
You're an easy target.
Look, I only spilled hot coffee on me once, and then they put the label on it, and now I can't
Fine.
get the money.
I have the clip that best describes what I mean.
Mental hospital cannot stop me. Government cannot stop me. I will simply continue to be silly until the end of my days.
Send that one to me.
I will simply continue to be silly until the end of my days.
That reminds me of something my boss shouted the other day. He said he says, I feel good today. The only thing that could stop me is God and physics.
Hold on, tried it.
Oh no, I got one that I feel every time for freaking work.
All right, hold on.
This one.
I'll do you on the bottom while you're drinking sangria. Nachos, lemon heads, my dad's boat. You won't go down because my dick can float.
That little motorboats, that's kick ass.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
I always feel this one on a personal level. Stairs.
Hey, you're not monkey.
No, but I get winded going up them sometimes.
Stairs. Monkey's natural enemy.
Yeah, Will's too.
Because I got to work on that cardio.
I don't know what it is about today and people deciding to prove that their vehicles have motors.
Because they know you're streaming and they want to be debts. I got 3 more videos I want to share. What's this one? Oh, fucking this guy. How the mighty have fallen.
Create more beach.
No.
Can't stand this guy.
Greetings, Bill Nye here. Vice President Harris
Who cares?
knows science rules. The other guy is a climate change denier. He said he thinks that sea level rise will create more beachfront property.
But that's rising, which will give you slightly more beachfront property if it happens.
It was a joke, you idiot.
That's not how it works. Look, President Biden and Vice President Harris have made the biggest climate investments in history. When she's president,
Buying beach
Kamala
homes?
Harris will continue the work to address climate change. We cannot afford to have a climate change denier back in the White House. So everybody vote. Vote with the climate in mind, and we can change the course of history.
I would vote for Jill Stein before I would vote for Kamala Harris. And Jill Stein is a crazy bitch.
Again, how the when I was a kid,
I missed the opportunity to get my caption in on the show last night because mine for Kamala Harris was "She for the streets."
She for the streets. No, her favorite dish is curry. What? Oh God, no! We're losing people.
We're dropping like flies here.
This can't be happening. Let's do an asshole story. We ain't done those in high
Oh,
school.
in different news, I got, if you didn't see it on Twitter, I got the dot in for my one Glock that build that I was doing.
Oh, how pretty!
It looks pretty. Huh?
It's actually pretty cool for a green, because instead of being a red dot, it's a green dot.
Will's back, yay!
Yeah, StreamYard crashed.
Really?
Sounds more like a computer.
That's okay. Today I did the first horror movie commentary on the arcade with Adam.
Yay!
It was fun. We watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yay! I hate that movie, but cool.
One of like 3 movies that is actually based on, that are loosely based off one serial killer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or I should say their characters are based off one serial killer.
Am I the asshole for spoiling a movie that my friend didn't want to
that was
watch?
number one.
Then
Sorry,
Angela's
talking to
channel
myself.
isn't up yet. Right now, I am doing other people's shows. I am working on a project, but I have a whole lot of technical stuff to learn. And once I get that all done, I will have a video.
Yay.
And then I will have more videos. And then hopefully there will
once-
be continuous videos.
Once she masters that technical stuff, none of us gonna have a chance.
All right. I posted it in chat. me. Am I the asshole for spoiling a movie that my friend didn't want to watch, and then my friend wishing I'd go bald before my wedding?
Probably.
I, 25 male, yesterday was in my socials when I stumbled upon the ending scene of scene for Joker 2. Now, me and my friend have talked about how dry superhero movies feel this year, and with only big ones, we are or were interested in being Deadpool and Wolverine, and me personally, Venom 3. My friend group has shown absolutely no interest in seeing Joker 2. So as I stumble upon the ending scene, which is hilariously bad, I decided to share the spoiler for it in our chat. Now, the spoiler was a screenshot with little words that you have to open the screenshot to see the spoiler. But nevertheless, one of my friends, let's call him Steve, 26 male, got mad at me for this. Granted, Steve said he had said before he did not really care about spoilers. He's the type of person who would look up the plot summaries and Wikipedia before watching the movie. That's me too. Now, after I posted about the spoiler, I was talking about this drug I found online, and it seems to be effective for people with alopecia. I have severe alopecia, and I'm suffering from it emotionally. Everyone close to me knows this, and it's a very sensitive topic for me.
Well, okay, if it's going into this whole thing, like he might be the person to look that up, but it doesn't necessarily sound like he's the type of person that wants someone else to spoil it for him, at least without asking. So it seems like it probably should have had, whenever the message came up, a spoiler warning.
Yeah.
Honestly, the more I read this, it's more like no one fucking cares. Both of you suck for writing this shit up.
Retards.
Yes, both of you are retards. Let me finish, because once you start, you finish. Since the topic for me.
Can't stop.
While I was asking my other friends if he knew about this drug, Steve out of nowhere said, "Well, since you spoiled the Joker for me, I hope you go fully bald for your wedding. I'm getting married in November, and I've been dealing with this fact that in my photos of my very special long-awaited day, I will appear with patches of missing hair, which is one of the things I do not want. We are a close bunch."
This person's a guy, right?
Yes.
Just shake your fucking head, bro. Just embrace it.
Hey, there are a lot of great bald men in history.
I mean,
go ahead.
I mean, I'm gonna stick with it. I can't really determine asshole, but you're all retards here. So
Yeah. Like this
Well,
isn't asking territory.
for all we know, because like we don't have context of how it was said, it could have been the dickish thing of like, well, since you spoiled Joker 2 for me, I hope you go bald. To where it was a joke.
Yeah.
Not a good one, but
Like if I say to Rod, now I hope your gun jams at a critical moment, you have to bash someone in the head with it. I don't want him to die.
he just wants me.
He's more than capable of pistol whipping a fellow, I'm sure.
He just wants me to be like, if the gun jams, go for monkey.
Yeah.
Rip the person's face off. Go for the groin. This ain't a fucking fair fight. This ain't some fucking sanctioned shit. Fuck a person up.
I mean, I don't want him to get hurt or anything. I just want him to, get the gun to jam. He got to use his hands.
Reminds me, I have to ask my lawyer about if crippling a person who is attacking me counts as an escalation of force.
Well, see, you got a special
Did you
case. Seeing
stop
how
the
you're
threat?
a cripple.
Because quite literally the thing is going to be is if they were attacking you and you ended up crippling them, but that's what stopped the threat, you technically defended yourself.
Yeah, I'll just because the thing is, I'm disabled. If you're doing with a fist fight, I'm gonna have a problem. But joints break easily.
Technically, you are just leveling the playing field. Like you have a severe handicap. You was making sure he was fighting at your level. I don't see what's wrong with that.
Again, that's why I said I bring up it's that whole thing of
Did you?
This isn't like a fucking boxing match or an MMA match or something like that. There are no actual rules. When you defend yourself, you defend yourself and have a good one.
Yeah. The only rules that apply are survival and how the law deals with the self-defense question.
Mm-hmm.
And of those two, the survival is the more important one.
As long as you thought your life was in danger.
Well, that's always the thing I always find hysterical because people be like, "Oh, well, you shouldn't have done that, and it wasn't that bad." It's like, dude, you don't know if being in that situation, if you're actually, it's like, if the person reasonably thought that they were in danger of life or limb, like it's
you
that
weren't there.
thing, it's that whole thing of you're looking from the outside in with no danger, so you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, all I will say is I'm gonna limp away from it.
What's the saying? You weren't there. All you have is my words, his body, and a shit ton of what the fuck happened. So, I mean,
I'm still going for rule number 1: avoidance if you can.
Oh, that's always the main thing. It's like I was watching, I think it was earlier this week or last week. Nightwood Guns occasionally does a live stream, and he had one of the other guys he knows, and they were talking about like accessories on a firearm that could potentially save your life. And at the end, they talk about like what whenever they get a new carry,
be back, guys.
What they add to it. And then like the one guy was just like, you always got to remember the best thing you can try to do is to try to see if you can avoid putting yourself in the position to have to do this. And that's the biggest thing that so many online doesn't get brought up. It gets brought up in other things like when you go to classes and whatnot, but online that portion's not brought up of like, hey, just because you're carrying a gun doesn't mean you should be going through and thinking that you're Billy Badass and can just go anywhere you want. Like,
yeah, one who's really good about it is Andrew Branca.
Don't know him.
Law of Self-Defense is his YouTube channel. Because he always pounds on the 5 factors. Let's see: innocence, imminence, proportionality, avoidance.
Well, it's like I end up watching Nightwood Guns because of a couple of his gun reviews, and that's predominantly what he does is like gun reviews and gun accessory reviews. Like I ended up watching him first because of his like top 5 guns and like actual guns. It's like guns from anime that are based on real guns, and then the fact that he also went through and made had a resin or the process of turned one of his Berettas. Oh,
You're
I don't know what just happened to your sound. Like you
oh,
were gone.
yeah.
Weird.
Rodney went through the tunnel and his he got caught up in that shit.
Bring that up, the mic up a little bit. Is that any better?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank
So, can you hear me now?
Good. What? Dear Abby. Because Dear Prudence fucking went paywalled on me.
How dare she?
I know. Expect me to pay for advice?
I will definitely throw just shy of $200 at a fucking Colt pocket. Sorry.
Hey, if I'm gonna pay for advice, it's gonna be medical or legal.
I said that it's either gonna be medical, legal, or I'm seeing an actual fucking shrink.
Well, I consider that medical.
And to do my favorite Christopher Titus joke about that one, it's like, I don't want to see, it's like, see some shrink that's like, has to do with some fucking CEO and his fear of success. I want the person who, is coming in there because he's trying not to put a fucking gun in his mouth and give himself the Kurt Cobain crew cut.
All right. Okay. Man feels threatened by his friend's new girlfriend. Dear Abby, I'm a gay man whose best friend with Carl, who is a straight man. We are everything you expect from a normal friendship. On a surface level, there is no difference. He goes well out of his way to make me feel welcome and accepted, and I appreciate it. Recently, Carl found a significant other. I'm happy for him because he really does deserve it. The problem is I'm jealous. I know without a shadow of doubt that my relationship with Carl will never be anything more than platonic. I think I know why this bothers me so much. Carl is nice, smart, and attractive, and we get along amazingly. Yet someone other than me is with him.
Get over yourself.
God.
He's not going to bang you. Move on.
All right, it's just one more fucking paragraph. Abby, the thing is, I never want to be with him before. My darkest fear, I recently stole one of his shirts because I wanted to part. Oh, Jesus fucking hell. Let me reread that shit. My darkest secret. I recently stole one of his shirts because I wanted a part of him with me. Now I feel like I betrayed our friendship and I'm a thief.
You did.
I have so many mixed emotions. How can I handle our friendship going forward? Leave. You what is the you're it's like the friend zone for a straight guy, except for you're gay.
Carl, run.
Yes. Run, Carl.
Run far, run fast. Do not stop.
Like you but this is the friend and he's lost in Arkansas. Okay, that's even weirder. This gentleman here is only sticking around on the slim hope that he may get with him doing a drunken bender and like hold it over his head. You need to leave, buddy.
You, as we say in the business, are not a good person.
Yes. I think Abby's is just fucking worse. Alright, this is what Abby said to him. Your feelings under these circumstances are not unusual. You are afraid that because of a third person, you have been put in the mix. Your special relationship with Carl will be lost or diminished. It doesn't have to be that way. You will always be friends and you can continue to be. However, You may have to branch out and build new relationships, which will not only fill any empty time, but may lead to you finding a special someone of your own. If you do not feel better after branching out, there is an LGBT center near you. Please consider talking to a counselor there to help you through this one. This. If there isn't one, search for online support. I want to read the comments. There are no
Honestly, really quick,
Yes.
I don't think the problem is so much is even necessarily that he wants Carl so much as he's upset that Carl has someone and he doesn't. I think it's just the typical case of misery loves company.
Angela, I recently stole one of his shirts because I want a part of him with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
that's
mad
not-
that Carl has anyone else other than him.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think he's acting like it's a air quoting romantic loss because he doesn't know how to act about like just being alone.
Yeah,
and
still
his
comes
friend
off as
he usually hangs out with suddenly isn't alone. So now he doesn't have that.
Okay, I will accept the possibility that it's just that he is emotionally a 4-year-old girl.
Yeah, exactly. He's a basket case that doesn't know how to deal with his emotions.
Yeah, but when you use words like Carl is nice, smart, and attractive, you get along amazingly together. You get along
But
amazingly.
he also said, I didn't notice it until he was with somebody else.
Cause you don't know what you got till it's gone.
You can't always get what you
What you
want.
want. It's called cognitive. Read one of the comments. Called cognitive dissonance. In your mind's eye, you saw yourself as more than friends, even though he's straight. He treats you well. Sounds like he's a heck of a guy, etc. Even though nothing was ever presented in your actual relationship, you mentally filled the missing parts. Reality is now dealt a blow to your fantasy. All of your escorts here give a woman pining for a guy that dating someone else the same advice. He's not rejecting or accepting you because those were never options. Honestly, stealing his shirts is so far down the list of not a good thing that it actually falls into the neutral things to do. Still not a good thing to do, so it's easily fixed at any point. Everyone is hurt when their best friend gets a significant other. I hope you recover and find some happiness.
See, that's exactly what I just said.
I especially agree with he's not rejecting or accepting you because those were never options. Look, go outside, find some new friends,
touch grass.
Touch grass. Do something.
Maybe actually look for somebody to be in a relationship with. Now that you don't have the ability to dodge that by hanging out with your straight friend.
Yeah, find someone who actually wants to pound butt.
Go find yourself a butt
pound guy butt. Because your friend might want to pound butt. He's just not wanting to pound your butt. He's wanting to pound girl butt. Plausibly.
Wow.
Wow.
It's true.
It is.
Right, you have such a way with words.
You have such a way of saying things.
Yeah, especially when you look at my request for a copy of James's Avatar earlier. It is just such vast differences in dialect sometimes.
Like day difference here.
Right, you have a command mastery of the English language. It's Shakespeare. Shakespeare.
The request for James's avatar sounded literally like a business proposition.
James, let me. I'll read. So people that can't see, we have a group chat that I give all of. Hey, Kefk sent me something. Oh shit, Kefk animated my avatar.
Nice.
Oh.
So y'all know whenever I'm on her show, I have a skull thing, right?
Yeah.
And the joke is that there's a little wiggling thing in the skull that is Tony.
Your brains?
No, it's Tony the Earthworm. And she animated it for me.
Groovy.
Open link. And open here. I have to save it later that way I could use it on occasions. And paste it here. And Spooky Month coming up. I can use it then.
Yep.
See? And it even had the little scowl.
That looks like you're sticking your tongue out your eye hole.
It's an earthworm. So if you ever go on Kefk's Sunday stream on the Minions, the joke is that she had my body, my bones all put in a box, and I'm just a head now, and I don't have any friends except for my earthworm that lives in my body or lives in my skull.
Bless you.
I'm sorry.
Bless you. And I have a teacup for a hat because she took my top
Tragic
hat.
now got that hot chua.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
That hot chua is going all around.
I do it.
Oh, that's when you know the freaking thing hit right when you just hear that groan of like
I have to admit that the only good thing to come out of Trump getting shot,
what,
is it took her off of the out of Twitter.
All right, okay, hold on. Let me read what Rotten read. James Colley, I'm requesting a copy of your new avatar for a thumbnail and background use. Please submit with 3 to 5 business days.
Hey, I
Thank
didn't
you.
have the 3 to 5 business.
I can just add there. To fill in the blanks. It was
just completing the thought.
Oh, that was your thing. It's that whole thing of I know Kefk made it. I know it's someone else's artwork that was made. Not everyone is so quick to want to be able to hand that out.
It was subtext.
Yeah.
Tragic sent this one over. I'm sorry I didn't see it.
That's fine. It's just
You know what happens when I start reading and doing shit. I get tunnel vision.
Got tunnel vision.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I got a sound on. Sound on.
Yeah, what?
Sound
Turn on the sound.
Okay, hold on.
Turn the radio up.
Oh, look at him. Look at those little guys. Babe, look at all the chickens. They're looking at me. They're going to go to the nicest farm ever, I bet, and have a nice time. Look at those little guys.
I gotta save that one.
Granted, I know it was on the AAA on Friday. Have you guys seen the thing where the fucking sewage line blew out and just like rained down poop?
Yes.
Driving by.
No. Wait a minute.
I don't remember what
Angela.
it was.
Hold
I
on.
know.
Angela, I'm gonna play this one to calm you down and
Sophia? Yeah? Did you take my phone? No. Get
I know that calms you down.
And it's videos like that that are good, that make it a good thing that I am fixed.
He sent another one. Vincent Price.
And Christopher Lee.
Hold on.
What a fall. All the way down the... Congratulations, Bernard. What a fall. All the way down the stairs. It's wonderful. But then you always were good at falling from a great height.
Can't compare, my dear Geoffrey, with your famous death scenes, which you have played so brilliantly. And for so many years. Bitch.
Congratulations,
Did he say
Bernard.
bitch?
He
So
did.
many years. Bitch.
That was wonderful.
God damn it, Trent. That
was fantastic. Thank you so much, Travis.
That should be a rip tracks.
When I seen the idea of Christopher Lee saying "bitch," like that's fucking hilarious.
And the fact that he called freaking Vincent Price, he called it to Vincent Price. That's just amazing.
But yeah, just and knowing who Christopher Lee is. I mean, not just as an actor, but you know, as just general badass.
Mm-hmm.
Just I don't know. It just catches me as fun. It was just fucking hilarious.
He always still just looks so weird to me without the fucking beard.
He does.
He does rock facial hair very well, and without it, he just looks like something is missing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is one of the greatest actors of my lifetime. Oh God, it's a cat.
And Grant, he did a great job in the Wicker Man.
From the Nothing is Sacred Brigade. That is veg and leather and art supplies that is laying out to cut for some laser work. And of course, somebody just had to flop down in the middle of it.
They had to own it. It's theirs.
Yeah, everything here is theirs. I will grant that.
With yours is theirs, and with theirs is theirs, and not yours.
Well, I've said it before. I'll say it again. You know, dogs are owned, cats are owners.
There was another saying kind of like that. It was like, dogs have owners, cats have staff.
Oh shit! That reminded me. I want to play this one. I forget who sent this to you. I think it was you, Tragic.
Shiny suns, we're shiny suns.
No.
We shine like only shiny suns. Shiny suns do a shine-tastic job. A shine-tastic job.
Breakfast in 20.
Sorry.
Morning.
You've forgotten us already?
Why are you still here?
We're still here because you sprayed us here.
We're chemical residue left over from your cleaner.
Made from toxic ingredients. We give you the impression clean.
And then we get to watch you clean.
Now, if you'd please.
You don't want to be late for work.
Get in the tub, please.
Oh, yeah. Wow, you know Jim is doing wonders on your core.
Loofah.
That's disturbing.
Shiny suns, we're shiny suns. We shine like only shiny suns. Oopsie daisy. You a fantastic job.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. That was awful.
That was fucking hilarious.
That was terrifying.
All right, you want to say some track?
This from the number one. This is a Bridge Too Far movie about Market Garden. The guy that says this line has several witnesses. He did say it. It's just the best line in a war movie and in a war.
Okay.
Colonel, the Major wants you upstairs, sir.
Okay, thank you. Huh?
Report to the big boss.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, make way, make way.
Still in one piece, Dodds? Good.
We haven't killed you yet.
Butter?
That's far enough! We can hear you from there!
Rather an interesting development, sir.
My general says there is no point in continuing this fighting. He is willing to discuss a surrender.
Is that Anthony Hopkins?
Tell him to go to hell.
Yes, it is.
We haven't the proper facilities to take you all prisoner. Sorry. What? We'd like to, but we accept your surrender. Was there anything else?
All right.
They wouldn't let us quit.
Well, the thing is that the British were losing.
I mean,
Arnheim auslöschen.
hey, those men gave them all to stop that war machine.
But
yeah,
I just love that line, and he did deliver it. And there was a report of him actually using that umbrella in combat a few times.
Really?
There was one report of it where he used it to basically he jabbed it through the viewing port on a tank destroyer, a German tank destroyer.
Wow.
Since we're on the topic of World War II, those were some brave men. You know, the storming the battle, the landing on Normandy with German emplacements to retake, fucking France was fucking. So many of them never saw. It's sad that those heroes are starting to die. Well, they're not starting to die, but the last of them are starting to die. And it's sad because those men showed us how to be men.
If I brought my little thing out from Oklahoma, there was one person I was wanting to talk about.
Yeah, shit, we got time to talk about it now.
Photographer, Robert Capa.
Okay.
War photographer. He decided he wanted to be the first photographer on D-Day. He wanted to be on the beach. He wanted to be the first one. And he did. In spades. Because he when nobody was looking, he climbed down into a personnel carrier, one of the landing craft. And he landed on the first wave on the first crafts on Utah Beach.
Okay.
Which he wasn't supposed to be there because they said, no, we're not going to have press or photographers until, we secure the beach. So he basically just snuck out there and let me find it real fast. And he took 6 rolls of film from the time he got off the craft to they secured the beach. They got back to Britain. The lab technician did not understand how to develop the new Kodak safety films. And only out of all of that film, only 6 frames took.
Oh, that sucks.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It's one of the benefits of being of digital. But
your racist bucket.
Here it is. I'm putting it. It's. Come on. I don't know if I'm being the dumbass or the computer's being the dumbass, but there you. It's in Discord. It's the first photo of D-Day.
Does it say a little column A, a little column B?
Yeah, but pretty much.
Hold on. Let me copy another one. I want to copy image link.
This is D-Day plus 2 minutes.
Present. And you said the guy's name was Robert Zappa?
Robert Capa. He was a war photographer from the Spanish Civil War, World War II, and the first part of the French Indochina.
Hold on. K or C?
What?
For Kappa. K or C?
C, Kappa.
Alright, I got it. Let's see if we can find some more images. But go ahead. I'm just looking up, see if I can find some other stuff.
Yeah, he's but think about it. He was using a completely manual focus, manual exposure camera, running off of that into that, not knowing exactly what he was about to get into.
Let me try to save search.
His one of his this is either he's one of the people that may have said this phrase, but he says if your pictures aren't good enough, you're not close enough.
I mean, God, Jesus. The shit he must have saw. Like, let's see if I can get, God damn. Like,
I mean, depending on which beach you're talking about, if it's Normandy in that one, that's the one where everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and they didn't have the tanks they were supposed to.
This is Omaha Beach, so
yeah, this is Omaha.
Yeah.
Nothing went right.
It was a Hail Mary play. Like we have to throw bodies at this. We have to retake that, we have to get a foothold in order to do anything. It was a Hail Mary play. Like, there was no fucking way they weren't gonna lose a lot. They weren't gonna lose soldiers on this shit. I'll share this one. Like, but again, these men, like, they enlisted when they were like 16 and shit.
Some of them did, yeah.
Lied about their age to fight.
Like that's I can't remember who the guy was, but it was one of my favorite things. The guy's like 16 or like almost turned 18, and basically he's walking in town, and they're like, "Oh, so you should have joined the military and whatnot." And it's quite literally like he had just gotten back from the war, and he's like, "Well, I guess I'll go back."
Shit like this. Like there was no fucking way this was going to end well. Yeah, but
just imagine you're a press photographer, and all of a sudden you're like, I may win the Pulitzer, but I may not see it.
I may not live to receive it. This is. Shit.
I mean, it's that whole thing. It was different technology and everything back then. We don't typically have to deal with too much of that now, because if they were to do that for like, oh, you're not going to have your boats land here, we have enough different aircraft that will level that fucking beach. And we're like, our boats won't what?
I mean,
again, Hail Mary
like,
play.
Boats won't
played
land
out.
there because between the Navy and the Air Force, that beach won't exist.
But do you know about the railgun? I probably said this like 100 times before, but the Nazis were developing
The
a
actual
railgun.
railgun or the continuous explosion gun?
Continuous explosion gun.
Yeah, because the actual rail, like they might have called it a railgun, but everything I'm aware of, like a railgun is supposed to be based upon magnetism.
Yeah. All right. So it was.
Yeah.
Yes. The concept. It worked. It had a sound principle in theory, but they could only fire it so many times.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
before-
because when you're fucking using 13 or more explosions to propel a projectile, like you're just slowly going to just destroy it. Like that. That's how metallurgy
builds up very fast.
Yeah, like I think it was only what they could get off 3 shots before it was fucking useless, and she just did a zoomie. I'm sorry.
The thing that the thing that just always baffles me is the amount of effort that Germany put into these wonder weapons, the Wunderwaffe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, if you took that effort and built more regular tanks and aircraft, you're still fucked, but you might have been less fucked.
Well, the only thing that technically helped him in that was the whole thing of the Blitzkrieg, and that wasn't even a German strategy. That was from a fucking British army major.
Again,
the ultimate tank strategists.
Yeah.
But the concept was sound. If I can develop a technology that could if I could have a weapon that it would take you fucking nearly impossible to destroy because you would have to go so far in my territory, but I could attack you from the relative safety of my walls. It was a sound principle.
Yes, and now we have intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Yeah, like
with Krupp guns, they had a good thing. At Big Bertha, they could shell London from the mainland.
Yeah, but it was still hard to protect it because it had to be close enough.
Close enough's relative terms there. They missed the first several shots because they weren't accounting for the rotation of the Earth.
They needed Cheng-Li.
The shots took so
and that one
long
actually wouldn't be
to
Chang, it'd
hit
be Ching.
that the target moved.
Well, they need to
planetary rotation.
What they need to do is have the sea turtle stop moving, and the plate would have been fine. Like the ice wall and everything, we've been fine. No, Tier's not a flat earther.
Oh, but the thing is that they could create these marvelous weapons, but not produce them. But on the other hand, trying to compare American production during World War II to anybody else is...
Yeah, you have to remember it was considered a marvel for the U.S. The American troops not only were showing up on boats, but they were showing up on boats with vehicles and able to use those vehicles on land and weren't just using horses for a lot of their things. Like horses were used a hell of a lot more in World War II than people realize.
Yeah.
I think like the Liberty ship production. That boggles my mind every time I hear about it. I've heard about it for years, but every time it's like industrial. Henry Kaiser. He ran construction companies, everything else. They came to him.
Really quickly, I just had a thought. Now I want to say this really quickly.
Oh yes.
Nicolas Cage has played both sides of World War II. He has. He was in Captain General Corminelli's xylophone.
Captain Corelli's mandolin.
That's what I said. And he was in Code Talkers. He was on both sides of that war. His characters could have fought each other. Oh shit! And he was in A Time to Kill.
That's a good movie.
No, not A Time
Not-
to Kill.
Oh.
Time to
Time
Kill.
to Kill.
There are
No,
two different-
at the
two different
beginning.
movies.
Not the good movie with.
Yeah. If you
Matthew
have the
McConaughey.
if you have the in there, you have the good movie.
If you have
If
Time to
have
Kill,
the movie that's called Time to Kill, it is not a good movie.
it is not. There are tits
If you
in
have
it.
time
though.
to kill, you should pick up another hobby.
I mean, there are tits in it, so there are A cups.
If you have time to kill, you should do anything but watch that movie.
I'm sorry for interrupting you though, but continue, Tragic.
But yeah, I just think that the whole production thing is like, they come to him and it's like, can you build ships? Like, yes, I can do it. Have you ever built a ship? And it's like, no, I've never even been on a ship. I don't even have shipyards. But if you want your ships built fast, give me a contract and stay out of my way.
Yeah, like that was also done for weapon production because you had like other ones that like we've never produced a firearm before, but we're gonna do it now.
Well, it was some of the manufacturing was easy to convert over. You know, it was just easy. It was easier to just convert it. You know, to weapons manufacturing or shipbuilding.
The funny thing is like Singer, who made 1911s, aren't those supposed to be like one of the best made guns of the entire war?
Probably.
Singer, the sewing machine guy.
Yeah.
That is what that is the capabilities of American manufacturing when it is dedicated to a single pursuit, defeating an enemy.
I just figure it's Western America front to figure out a way to turn a sewing machine manufacturer into a deadly weapon.
I mean, you got to think we've done all that. We've also had our own military, our Navy, technically capture a sub and then fix the sabotage parts of it so they can still get it back to the States. And enlist the Polish guy to help as well.
I mean, board the ship, sabotage it, get them all off.
No. They didn't sabotage it. The Germans sabotaged their own U-boat because they knew they couldn't win. And quite literally, the Americans got on the ship and got on the U-boat and started fixing it. And started desabotaging it. Or it's like detrapping it, and then because of having them separated and everything, one of the people who worked on there, I don't remember exactly what he did, was a person from
Polish.
Yep, he was a Polish guy that was conscripted into the German army against his will, and he was like, they were like, well, we're gonna take this, and you said you're not a fan of the German army. You want to help? And he's just like, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
See, and that's it.
And at the same time, kept it in such a way that Germany didn't know we had stolen it.
Now, they didn't know we'd stolen it, or that we'd stolen. They didn't know that the Polish guy had joined us as well.
See,
and we used that to compromise the Enigma system because it had the Enigma machine and fresh ciphers.
You know what? This is why people don't learn the lessons of history. All right, Napoleon invaded Russia and he was fucking defeated because of the harsh winter. It would tell you you can't fucking do it. You can't do a land invasion of Russia.
There are some different things on that. It was at the time frame, and it has been for a long time, that a land invasion of Russia in the winter was next to impossible with the current technology that they had.
Well, nowadays you can do it.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. It's like the whole thing of you can never invade Russia in the winter. It's like that was then. We
This is
have
now.
very different technology now.
Yeah,
And-
not saying it's smart now, but it's possible now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's far more feasible than it is back when we were going across.
I mean, if we're gonna do
Europe
something
to
like
it.
that, we're gonna ask the Finnish to help us because
Yeah.
Russians are gonna get crazy when the trees start speaking Finn.
but I want to finish. Like, all right, so the Romans would like conquer somebody, forcibly conscript their population, and they would wonder why there was mass desertions. You know,
Mass desertions, mass sabotage.
yeah. Like, oh, I just killed your mother, but you're now going to march with my army. Here's a spear, here's a helmet. Let's go.
I mean,
Or you're going to work in producing weapons
Great.
and armor for us.
Yeah.
That's like the I think he was a major or whatnot, but he was the one who was known for like leading a lot of bayonet charges on Bayonet Hill of all things.
Mm-hmm.
But like because of how much shit that happened to him, he technically never surrendered to the Japanese, which was the only reason he was kind of treated better because like he should have died in battle, but he somehow survived, so he wasn't required to surrender like everyone else was.
Well,
Which was, but because of that, he did end up getting conscripted on one of the islands to help like build an airfield. And it's like in that whole thing, and he still fucking sabotaged it.
yeah, if I recall correctly, he ended up getting taken but never surrendered.
Yeah,
And the rest of his company was executed
I don't know if they were all. A lot of them were.
because they all surrendered.
Right.
You're ducking out, Rotten.
God damn it!
Or wasn't that the Bataan Death March?
A lot of them did get put into the Bataan Death March.
Yeah.
And that whole thing, because that was the thing for the Japanese was they did not treat people well that surrendered.
I've been keeping up on my fat electrician.
That electrician.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would
Okay,
like to
I see what happened. Somehow my levels fucking went down.
Oh Lord!
I'd like to get
I don't know
him
why.
covering some stories of some more spy stories. One of my favorite spy stories was a spy from the Revolutionary War, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But he was a spy. He got captured, but I think he was like in uniform and he was captured, so had to be treated as a standard prisoner of war. And he was being kept at a fort and was going around the fort in uniform, spying on the British, sneaking intelligence out. And the fact of it, because he was doing everything in uniform out in the open, had he been caught, he could not legally have been executed as a spy.
Wow.
Because he was just a POW. If he had not been in uniform, okay, you're a spy, you get strung up. You get the Nathaniel Hale treatment.
There was a during the Civil War. There was a black slave that commandeered a ship, learned all their codes and whatnot, and snuck like a lot of people down a river on a Confederate boat. Learned all the codes and whatnot, and they were okay. Guess you guys are one of us. Keep it moving.
Never underestimate the power of a good suit.
Yeah, I agree. Never underestimate the power of tenacious and tenacity. Where
A
there's a will,
good
there's a
suit
way.
and acting like you belong somewhere.
Yep.
Well, one of the things I've learned is if you walk into a building carrying a tool bag, nobody asks you questions.
Dude, especially if you
sure.
can go in there carrying, it's like if you and another guy go in there carrying a ladder, a tool bag, wearing some high vis.
That's true.
It's
If
like
you can
walking
usually do a
into
third guy if he's got a clipboard.
I was gonna say walking into an office building with a clipboard.
It's because you act. It's because they assume that you should be there.
Yeah, if you go in dressed for a part and you act like you belong, you can get a whole lot farther than trying to sneak and skulk and everything. Do the same thing in the middle of the night. Just act casual. If you look like you're trying to sneak, people notice you. But if you're just like casually strolling along, okay, the person belongs there. They just like tune you out immediately.
And if you don't know where you're going, act like you're lost and they'll show you.
Yeah, I was sent down here from corporate.
Yeah, well, look at the clipboard. Look for signs. Look around. Look at the clipboard. Look up the hall, down the hall.
Hey,
I'm
where
looking
is
for this.
Yeah. Oh, that's 3 doors down. Make a left. Oh, okay.
Well,
okay, so I just didn't go far enough. Thanks.
If you talk to these if you talk to the people that that either pulled off heists or pulled off cons or security professionals, it's always something like that. It's always some like social engineering thing it's like, and it's the story is like you could have like the best security systems, you could have the best firewalls, you could have the best procedures, but none of it works unless the people actually follow them.
Yeah, no, I've
Green Badger sent that to me.
Couple of say a number of times at the Amway World headquarters, walking right past the security gate, wave at the guard, just act like you know what you're doing. I was actually allowed to be there because I was going to my dad's office who works there.
You were supposed to be there, though, Will.
But nobody checked. I spent some time working in the research and development building there. That building alone had like a $10-15 million security system for that one building.
Wow.
And popping locks with a paperclip.
Again, if you act like you're supposed to be there, no one will. Hey.
Like there was a one of the gated communities around here. They have gates and they have guards, actual guards at the gate. They're armed. They're supposed to check everybody that comes in. Well, a woman that lived inside there had a humongous fight with her boyfriend. He turned violent. He left. She calls the gate and says, "Do not let this guy into the neighborhood. Stop him at the gate." Well, a few days later, he shows up at her house and attacks her. Well, at the gate, he showed up there. He waved at the security guard. The security guard recognized him as, "Oh, that's so-and-so's boyfriend," and just hit the gate to open it. Didn't ask any questions, didn't look at any, even though it was written down not to let him in.
Yeah, complacency and yeah, that shit is a killer.
Well, you can get through a lot of security gates just driving a cargo van and wearing a uniform.
Yeah, I do it all the time, every day. I will just pull in right behind somebody at one of these gates, and they're like, "Oh, he's supposed to be here too," and they'll just wave me in as well. They don't ask.
Thank God you guys aren't doing on the relatively good side of things. Because if y'all
Like, you guys are
dangerous-
there for innocuous purposes.
But it's always frustrating to me, like, and like, I went through this thing where I was watched a bunch of these videos on school shootings, and every one of them, there was a moment where the shooter could have been stopped, but somebody either didn't know the procedure or didn't follow the procedure.
I can say I can give you how to stop like 99% of school shootings. Just people wouldn't like it, especially the people that like using school shootings to try and disarm law-abiding people.
Yeah.
You make the schools a hard target.
Yep. Single point entry.
Single point entry. And some of the school shooters are kids, so the kids have to go through a metal detector. You know, you're going to have to check stuff.
And you don't have to
for
do
everything.
Like military or prisons do to where it as a hardened target looks bad. You can still make it look nice.
Or you can,
and
you
for
can
everything,
do one of these numbers. Only clear book bags are allowed. Oh, you know, school uniforms.
run the book
only.
bags through an X-ray machine.
Yeah. Or I prefer clear book bags. That way, you can't. There's nothing you could hide in it. Even though the X-ray machine is there, it's still more. It looks bad, but if our school has the rule, only clear book bags.
Well, here's like one of the, I mean, like one of the things one of these school shootings, I can't remember which one of them.
I can't see your what does it say underneath, Rodney?
The exit door that was on a classroom was not. It was not. They were not supposed to be opened during school hours unless there was a emergency.
Okay.
I mean, they were not supposed to be open. A teacher was bringing stuff in. They decided it was easier for them to just prop that door open and bring stuff into the room, even though there were students in the building at the time. And despite her hearing gunshots and decided, oh, I need to close that door, she closed it. It didn't lock. So the door was still able to open. If she followed the rules and that door was never opened and never unlocked when it was supposed to be, it would have been, they may have got in somewhere else, but it may have been enough of a delay that
cops would have got there and those lives would have been saved.
Yeah, and then you get to for the rest, single point of entry. You know, parents and everything like that showing up. You come into an entryway that locks on both sides. You're in a foyer. You don't get in further or out without human interaction, and the humans you're interacting with are behind bulletproof glass.
Well, like one of the things that this was that I'm not prepared for this, so I can't remember. One of them was the office had glass. The front offices were all glass windows. The shooter shot the glass out and then used that to gain entry. And everybody's like, well, we should have bulletproof glass there. I'm like, no, you don't even have to go that far. If you put like an aluminum or steel lattice work up there that's decorative looking, you don't have to stop the bullet. You have to stop the shooter from getting in. That would have stopped that one.
Again, like I said, when you harden the target, you don't necessarily have to go through and make it look bad. You can go through and still make it look nice.
And of course, the other thing you have to do is you have to have actual armed security who's willing to put themselves on the line.
My favorite.
We have how
thing-
many people coming out of the military who would gladly lay down their life to protect school kids? Hire them.
Like,
What were you saying, Ron?
I was gonna say one of my favorite things whenever I bring up the single point entry is they're like, oh, or entry exit, like, oh, so they can only go through there. There's no other. Like, what if a fire happens? They can only go out the single point entry exit. It's like, no, they can still go out the other ones. It's just not gonna change. Or it's just they're going to be alarmed. They're not an entryway.
Yeah, they're flat doors on the outside, no handles. Crash bars on the inside. Opening any one of them sounds an alarm in the entire school.
Yep.
That should be easy to understand, but some people don't. But you could save almost. I figured this is what I have figured out how to save the most lives. Number one, make sure everybody knows procedure, knows the rules. It is adamant about following them to the letter. That's the first thing. That would save more of them. Stop more of these. Next thing is like Rotten said, single point entry. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be like bulletproof glass and walls and everything else. It's just make it where you can stop the shooter from getting entry. And the one thing that drives me nuts, I don't know why we still do it. Because every one of these, take that fucking glass out of the classroom doors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you see each one of these, they will shoot through the glass and hit students inside the classroom. And we're like, well, we want to see through it. It's like, every time I see a picture of one of those doors with the glass on it, the teacher has it covered up with decorations.
Yeah.
It's useless other than just making the door weaker.
Yeah. Again, you don't need it there. It's a lot of shit we could do to protect kids nowadays.
If you want a very easy model for turning schools into hard targets, look at the schools that the politicians send their own kids to.
Ooh.
Well, here's something, and they want to make this. A lot of people want to make this into a absolutely unsolvable problem unless we take guns away. Now, go back to the 70s and 80s.
Mm-hmm.
We had post office shootings. You know the phrase "going postal"?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's where it came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it came from my post office just down the road. They had I can't remember the time, but in the 80s they had a shooting there, and it was the largest one. And I go into that post office. It doesn't look, it's not bulletproof glass, it's not secure, there's not humongous security and everything else. It just looks like a regular post office. You wouldn't think anything happens there. But everything in there does stop shootings. They have managed to figure out how to stop them using, screening, using procedure, and, I guess you could call it soft hardening. It doesn't make sense, but you know what I'm talking about. Well,
Sorry, I know what you mean. It's just the way you put it that made me chuckle.
I can't really think of a better term for it, but like Rotten says, you don't have to make this thing look a fortress. Just stop the person from getting through. It's solvable. We solved it before with post offices and restaurants. You go into a restaurant, you wouldn't know that they used to be a very popular shooting target.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like they don't look into the whole thing that it's like they think they had the same thought process for like what happened where you have to take your shoes off the airport. Some jackass tried to ignite an explosive. He had in his shoe. He didn't even get it off, or it's like ignited. And they're like, well, now we all have to remove our shoes. Like they quite literally went through the military's thought process on there that because somebody shit themselves, everyone needs to wear a diaper.
Pretty much, yeah. It's the same thing with the remember the I forget the idiot that did the knife to get in the cockpit. So now knives can't go. Like it was fucking insane. And a while back they were gonna allow pocket knives to go into the dark side. But I believe the marathon bombing happened where they used pressure cookers.
Yeah, I liked how one politician at that was like, "We got to stop these assault pressure cookers."
Assault pressure cooker. Is that an Instapot?
It's a dangerous Instapot, yeah. I'm more worried about those assault hammers.
It's a spicy Instapot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my favorite thing whenever it comes to the school shootings is they'll always want to quote, "There's been this many school shootings," which is usually somehow more days than there have been in the year. And they're like, "Don't you care?" And it's like, you do realize those aren't all like Parkland,
but you gotta
Columbine shootings. The majority of those happen. It's like the definition of a school shooting can be, people who were doing illicit activity after all faculty and students were home. It could also be that because it's like, or it just happened on school property. Someone will call it a school shooting if somehow a bullet from a shooting went on school property, like crossed over and never touched down.
Shit.
They have called it school shootings when the shot could be heard from a school that was closed. Not closed for the evening, not closed for the weekend, not closed for the summer, closed.
Yeah.
Shit,
And the shooting wasn't on school property, it was nearby, and they counted it as a school shooting.
Well, that's like whenever they say mass shootings, they don't know what they are.
A mass shooting, and it could be three, anything more than three. Three people with the mass shooting.
Mass shooting can mean anything because there's no standardized definition. Everybody makes their own. And sometimes the journalists are honest enough to put their definition in the fine print somewhere. So it can be anywhere from three people or more.
Yes, it will typically through federal law enforcement. They go anywhere from 3 minimum to about 4. And that's what most people look at for when we're taught. It's like when they're actually going through and doing it. Because the people that are looking it up for the whole thing of the mass shooting, if you actually go to their sources, they tell you what they call a mass shooting.
Yeah. And it includes if the shooter themselves gets shot by the police, and it counts people shot, not people killed.
Oh yeah, like quite literally, if a guy we'll just go with this one, like a parent loses their job and that they think that their family and spouse will not be able to survive without them, and they go and they kill their 2 children, their spouse, and themselves, that's a mass shooting.
Yeah, family annihilator is a mass shooting. Drive-by shooting is.
Sorry.
Yeah, gang violence is a mass shooting as long as they can make sure that you can't easily tell that it's gang violence.
Well, they bury the lead. They have the mass shooting to make it sound scary, and then like way down the article in the penumbra, about quarter of the way from the bottom. Oh, yeah, it was rival gangs that did it. It was a drive-by involving rival gangs, especially if they are POCs.
What have you got against the Pox?
I got a lot of things against people of color. I'm a rapist.
That's because he thinks they shouldn't be pox, they should be cocks. Characters of color.
Characters of color. Nice one.
Figured you'd appreciate that as the writer.
When you find someone who shares your same thought, put your both dead inside.
But otherwise, we approaching that time since it's been almost 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I gotta I gotta go to work today because I called out yesterday. I woke up like 10:30. I need to be out the house by 10:30. Got there with I want to see the one you just put out.
Oh,
Oh, you want to see the one I just put up? Well, finish
Yeah.
this one and I'll put that one back up.
All right. His name is Stu. He's
our
a
supervisor.
God damn it!
I told you I was gonna put it back up.
Classic.
All right. Go ahead. You want to say something? Try.
I'm going to teach myself how to do OBS because it's easier to share pictures.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very easy to do this.
Travis, if you want to set up your virtual cam, go to settings.
We can
And
discuss
then-
this off stream.
Fine then.
Yeah, more than happy to.
Yeah.
Like you still have to go to work tomorrow, so you dragging ass isn't really helping you.
Oh, I did send the last meme to you on Discord too.
Okay, let me get off my ass and get it.
And I can't wait to bring up the next Mad Lab to Angela and how she crossed Margaret Thatcher.
I can't believe someone from outside of the pond crossed Margaret Thatcher to begin with.
I'm not surprised actually. I got a classic one.
Yeah. Nice. All right. So, Travis, are you going to put up any new videos?
Me? I'm not probably not tomorrow. I am I am working on one on the twin lens cameras.
Okay.
Just kind of the basics of how they work and how to use one.
Okay. Rotten, we are doing
Dead 7. We're gonna take a break from Nick
Cage
stuff, and we're gonna do some spooky movies for it being October coming up.
Okay.
So we're gonna do Dead 7, and we're gonna do the zombie movie featuring a bunch of pop stars and some rock stars.
Rotten has his movie review on his channel. He does movie reviews at same time we do our show. But it's at every other Sunday he does Talking Into the Void, where we just shoot the shit. Angela.
She's muted.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I somehow got muted. I have the arcade with Adam and Terry on Monday. I have the movie with Rotten this weekend or tomorrow, and the Void with Rotten next Sunday. I have Never Watch Alone with you and Mitch and Dr. Functional on Thursday.
Don't forget Kefk.
And Kefk. Yeah, Kefk. And I have the movie stream, the movie commentary stream with Adam on Saturday. Next Saturday, we're doing A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, pending on Frosted having a show, I may be the guest this coming Friday.
Sweet. Well.
Oh.
What? Go ahead, Angela.
I will, I believe, be substituting with Adam on Minions on Friday.
Yeah, he's doing. I'm pretty sure he's doing the Arcade After Dark for Sanguine. Yeah.
Yes.
Because Sanguine doesn't do the first Fridays of the month.
Yeah.
Reasons.
It'll be that day because I know he's substituting for Sanguine, and he asked if I'd go on the show with him, and I said yeah.
Okay. Will, since this week wasn't our stream, is next week going to become our stream?
No, always gonna stick with my evens and odds. So next week will be a game stream. Going to in October and maybe a little bit into November. Go into my catalog of creepy, horror, spooky, suspenseful, get the heart pumping games.
Okay.
I haven't figured out which one I'm playing this Saturday, but I've got some to choose from.
All right. As for me, Monday nights I'm on the Mings of the Zoo channel with Mitch Nemo. We have Mings in Space. Me and him play Star Trek Online and shoot the shit. Ryan usually pops in and joins us.
We'll see how I feel on Monday since I'm getting a dental implant.
Okay. Fred, you know you're invited. Will, you are too. I also have the Never Watch Alone with Angela, Kefk, Functional, and Mission Mode. This week we are doing the Lakeshore Slasher, which is a Chucky fan film, and the Left 4 Dead the movie, which is a Left 4 Dead fan film. Also, other than that, next Saturday, the 5th, which is my mom's birthday, we will have on the One Ton Hammer. So that's going to be amazing. Little folksy wisdom. Anything else? I'm usually with Sanguine on Fridays, but since he's not doing it, I'll probably figure out what something to do. So that's all for us and whatnot. If you go to the pinned comments and chat, you will find 4 GoFundMes for the High Plains Food Bank, Hey Camel, Maddy, and Angela Ariaga. Also in the description, you will find a Kickstarter again for Never Hike Alone, the final cut and the Ghost Edition. Again, if you know the lore behind Never Watch Alone, you know why we are pushing this film or this Kickstarter. Give if you can. We really want to see this made, and once it gets made, we are going to cover it on the show. As for the stuff on Never Watch Alone, woo! A lot of good scary movie fan films are coming out. We got It's Me, Billy 2. We got another Michael Myers fan film coming out at the end of the month. So expect to be terrified if you watch. But that's about it. So, Tragic.
Yes.
1, 2, or 3?
Let's go 2.
Okay. I'd like to thank you all for coming out. Joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back, like I said, we will be back next week with the One Ton Hammer.
Cute.
So, adios, everybody.
Bye, all.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away.